Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon. In the last episode we defeated Lloyd, but we left him alive. Why did you save Wink twice, we have to ask Lloyd. And he has an interesting response, which is, I had no reason for doing that. So, there you go, there's a bit of the human side, or I guess the Wingly side, he's not a human, of Lloyd. He didn't actually have any particular reason to save Wink, he could have done it all without that. But I guess deep inside he's a bit of a hero. So, something to mention, worth mentioning, if you go back up to where Lloyd was, there was a second exit. Miranda blocked us from it before, but saying, oh, you have to defeat Lloyd. But it leads to an optional boss, but we can't defeat them right now because we'll literally do 0 damage. We need I think all of the Stardust, and we'll come back at the end of the game. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to skip back to the entrance of this area because there's a bunch of backtracking to do right now. I don't think it's worth an episode trying to get back there. I'll see you then. And we are back at the entrance to the area. If you remember in the previous episode, it was right to the Tower of Flanville, up to the snowfield, and there was a warning about a slide. And as we know, we love slides because they're great. So, last time we got blocked from coming over here, but now we can head straight over to... I said straight over to... I didn't say let's have a battle in between with an Icicle Warrior, but this gives me an opportunity to show off something anyway. While I was off screen, I cleaned up a couple loose ends, i.e. finishing up Mary's other additions so that she can... Oh, I was going to show off the new move. So that she can focus on Cat's Cradle, which is her new, technique. Which I keep messing up, but that's okay because that's what happens when you first get a new technique. It takes a little while to get the timing right. But yeah, this is going to be our most powerful move so far. It's going to work out really well for us, and once she masters that, I believe it's on to her final addition, which I've been hinting for like the last disc is really, like it goes up to like 600% or something damage, and finally makes her a physical attacker on par with everyone else. It just requires a lot of investment in her, but we've been putting that investment in. So yeah, Lloyd's in our party. We unfortunately can't just add him to our team, or we would, because... well, it's an obvious one, isn't it? Like, who wouldn't want Lloyd on their team? I mean, he murdered Lavitz, but he's also really strong. So we're in a new area. I know it looks snowy, but this is a completely different area. So we've got some new enemies, like a Wild Man, which is the rare Thunder type, and a Bowling, which apparently has 3 bowling balls, and is a non-elemental. So we're getting some interesting variety here. But yeah, we're very close to unlocking a few ultimate moves. Actually, oh come on, why can I not do this on screen? The reason these 3 specifically are in the party, well, Dart's in the party because we can't get rid of him, but Tongo, Meru, and Dart are all on their final technique now that they need to complete. Should be able... Here we go. That's Cat's Cradle. The final technique that they need to master in order to unlock their ultimate technique, which is like Albert's, Flower Storm and Rose's Demon's Dance, which gets insanely powerful over time. So we're definitely looking to unlock all 3 of these guys' final techniques, hopefully by the end of the disc, so that we can have them ready for showtime when things start getting really serious in the final disc. So yeah, so I've been neglecting Hashel, I realize. Like, if we just look at the additions, in terms of how many additions everyone needs to complete what they need to do, Dart, he's 40 Moonstrikes away from unlocking his final technique, Rose is halfway through her final technique. Albert's halfway through his final technique. Mary's one away from his completions of Cactus Cradle away from finishing. Congo's 21 Infernos away from getting his final. Miranda doesn't have anything, that's why I never use her. The only one who's like nowhere near anything is Hashel, because I never use him. I don't know why. It's not that I don't like him. It's not like Miranda where it's like, well, she just hits things with a bow for 0 damage, which is why I never use her. Hashel's pretty good. I just always seem to have a preference for something else. I have something to tell you before we go to Velweb. It's about Diaz. I see, with this blizzard, it's not a bad time to take a break and have some story time. That's right, it's finally time to get some information revealed on this mysterious Emperor Diaz. Make the world regenerate. Regeneration of the world? Ruin of Cadescent 3 years ago. Well, it looks like it does now. The world now is rotten like a fallen fruit. Look at this guy. Look at his little, like, dragon head staff or whatever that is. The world... Actually, you can tell that it's very different from the world ruled by a dictator because everyone isn't under the slavery of a dictator. Like, you're kind of overreacting. Like, everyone's having a fun time. Apart from, there's some monster attacks in the forest and stuff. But yeah, the Winglies are losing their magic. And some stuff is starting to unravel around the world, apparently. So how can we regenerate it? Emperor Diaz has an answer, and it's let's unleash the 108th species upon the world, which will regenerate the world, which, as we know, because they're villains, regenerate is code word for murder everything and start over. The Moonchild descends to the earth and shall give a holy blessing to the world. The Moonchild of this legend is the last species. It's the god that gives holy bliss to the world. That's not true. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Rose is going to share some of her information, huh? Why does the Black Monster continue to kill the Moonchild? That devil wants to stop the evolution after imagining himself scorched to death by the blessed light brought by the last species. So, what you're saying is, does Dot have 2 faces right now? Am I seeing things, or is that just a really awkward pose for Dot? Anyway, I'm not sure I like this. I'm not sure I like this Moonchild as much as we did when we first heard about them. Because it sounds like this Moonchild wants to regenerate the world, which they've been talking about, like the world's destruction. So I don't think the Moonchild is quite what we believe it to be. So if you desire a utopia, why don't you take Shana away? What is Shana to you? All the truth will be told in Velweb. Alright, well, that is true. But more importantly, the blizzard is over. Was there a blizzard? More importantly, every time we go into this cave now, we can use it. We can use it as an inn, basically. We can recover all our health and MP and SP. So if you wanted to do some grinding, running back and forth along this area is basically the way to do it. If you want to do a bit of leveling up, or a bit of leveling up of additions, if you wanted to kill a couple of Yetis and a bowling, you know, this is just the right place. So, you know what we never get the chance to do? we never get a chance to go all out with our magic because we're always conserving magic in case it would be useful for a boss. So why not? Let me show you Diamond Dust. I don't think I've shown this yet because it hasn't been useful up until now. And that's what we call overkill. Meru is super strong magically. The only stronger magic user we have in the party is Miranda, who I don't have in the party for other reasons, mainly that they're completely useless in physical combat. Meru, at least, if you put some investment in, will start to do a good amount of damage in physical combat. Meru never gets better. Though I guess I should clarify that there is an item there is a weapon that makes Miranda a bit nicer, which basically what it does is it makes it so that she can what's the term? She can attack all enemies. She gets these exploding arrows at one point that just lets her attack all enemies at once, and depending on the situation she suddenly becomes a viable physical attacker, but we don't have that yet. There's a chance of it dropping in that forest from one of those elves. You know, the forest from earlier on. But yeah, it's not there yet. So, we're going to end the episode here. Next time, let's find out a bit more about this Emperor Diaz and what's going on around here. See you then.